to the first virtual class. And based on everything that has been said so far, I think everyone is okay, right? Kia, thank you so Karabu, Lesedi and Tati, everyone is good, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So this is the briefing week. And with this lesson, I'm going to unpack the brief for you guys. But I said this at the beginning last week when we met in class that you guys are going to do this assignment at Flume Digital Marketing Agency. So the copy that I have and the copy that is online, I don't know if you guys have had a look at the brief yet on Core Campus. Did anyone have a look at the brief on Core
Yes, sir.
Campus? All right. It's still the same. The only change is that we did not mention where the assignment is going to be submitted. So I don't know if you can see my screen yet.
No.
No.
Are you sure guys you can't see my screen?
Only now.
Okay. So this is the assignment that you guys are going to do. It is due between the 16th and the 22nd of September. The reason why I'm saying between is that I haven't received a confirmed date yet from Flume. So this assignment, guys, is not going to be determined by you like you always do with your other assignments. To be safe, be ready to present on the 16th of September. I repeat again, to be safe, be ready to present on the 16th of September. So Flume is going to confirm with me on the day they are going to accommodate you guys between 16th and 22nd of September. So this is going to be a physical presentation whereby you go there in person, present yourself there. There won't be any exclusions for a virtual presentation. You are only going to submit a hard copy of your presentation on Core Campus. So as I said, this formative assessment event takes the form of an individual physical presentation. You need to present it from Digital Marketing Agency, except for Durban students. So this assessment, it will assess your knowledge, understanding, and the ability to apply the basic concepts that you have learned so far, both first semester and now in second semester. So these include introduction to digital marketing, online marketplace analysis, the strategy, and in general, everything that you have covered. So you need to be able to demonstrate your understanding of the following: practically applying theory, research, internal analysis, customer analysis, competitor analysis, microenvironmental analysis, setting digital marketing objectives, digital strategies, digital tactics, varying the marketing mix, and relationship marketing. As you know, we are currently on relationship marketing. That's what we were doing last week. We spoke about the customer life cycle. We spoke about customer loyalty. We spoke about extension. We spoke about the 5 I's of achieving extension. We spoke about customer satisfaction. So all those things are all under relationship marketing. So you need to provide and practically apply the theory. Since you are going to be limited with time, here you are only applying the theory. You are not explaining the theory to me. We have explained the theory in class. What you are going to do is to only apply the theory. So if we are talking the theory of 4 P's, for example, You just need to tell us how you are going to use the 4 Ps. You don't need to tell me according to Chafe, the 4 Ps are X, Y, Z. Remember, you have got a very limited time. You have got only 5 minutes to present your strategy, only 5 minutes. So the moment you start elaborating and discussing the theory, unfortunately, you won't be having enough time to do that, because once 5 minutes has lapsed, you are going to be cut off, as in physically cut off. There won't be any opportunities to say, okay, we are giving you 30 seconds to finish off. So here we are trying to equip you guys with the skills to be able to be brief. That's why we call this an assignment brief. To be able to brief the CEO, if you decide to pursue a career in marketing, you are going to spend most of the times presenting to the marketing team, to the marketing management, sometimes even to the CEO or to the directors or to the boardroom. So most of the time, people at the top, especially CEOs and directors, they always don't have time. They always have a busy schedule. They want you to be as short, as sweet as possible. So you need to try by all means to lay out your ideas, to lay out your points in a very, very limited time. So that's the whole concept of this exercise. And I'd also like you guys, as I've always mentioned, to be able to know how to present, how to conduct yourself, how to express your ideas in form of speech, how to tone your voice, how to manage the stage, because some of you, even as you speak right now, you might be having a stage fright. Do you know what a stage fright is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's the whole concept and the reason for this assessment. You've already done written content in F1 and F2. Now let's hear your voice. And the good part is that you're going to be assessed at the industry level. So the whole assessment is out of 110 marks, meaning the presentation itself is going to be out of 100. Then the 10 marks are going to be additional marks where you are going to mark based on your conduct. So even if you don't say anything, even if you don't do any research, you should be getting these 10 marks. But it's not easy to get, because these 10 marks is based on how you conduct yourself, how you move your body, how you move, how you present your language. Some people are good to swearing, as I said last time. So things like that. But I'm going to unpack the marks, break down the marks for you as we move forward. Are there any questions so far about the submission and how this assignment is going to be done? Are there any questions so far?
No, sir.
All right. Please, if you have got any question, because I'm on the document screen, and if you raise your hand and I can't see it, just put something on the chat area, or feel free to interject me in case I miss out that you are raising your hand. So this is the digital marketing challenge. Read the following campaign brief and answer the questions that follow. Please note, guys, this is an imagery brand. It is a non-existent brand. So if you go and search single punch here, you won't find anything. This is a mock strategy that we want you guys to give some life to. So there won't be any need for you guys to search this brand. What we want to hear from you is how you articulate your strategy and how you do research on consumers. Okay, I'm going to read the brief for you, but remember, you need to read this brief on your own on several occasions so that you can understand what is required of you to do. Single punch is an African traditionally distilled beverage made in South Africa, mainly for urban suburbs. The exquisite beverage is brewed from maize, though finger millet and various fruits like banana peels can also be used. The process involves adding brewer's yeast together with the carbohydrate sources, such as maize husks, to warm water and heating the mixture for a few minutes. Single punch is then distilled after it has fully fermented. The alcohol content of single punch is 45%, and a single punch can drown away your sorrows. I'm sure you are all aware of traditional beer, are you? In Zulu, I don't know in Ndebele and in Sepedi or any other languages that you guys speak. In Zulu, they call it umqombothi.
Yes, we're familiar with it.
Okay. Are you guys familiar with alcohol percentage in any alcoholic beverage? Who doesn't drink here? Karab, please don't start with me.
Why do you find that hard to believe?
You know, you'd see me very offensive if I would say that you've got a puza face.
I've got a puza face.
I'm joking, Karab. I'm joking. Okay, guys, I hope you know what percentage of alcohol means. I think a normal beer, it's 6%, if not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Then the whiskeys or the vodkas can even go as high as 72. I don't know. Because I don't drink myself, but I read a lot about these things. So, but this one is 45. So please consider that. Maybe that's why they say it drowns your sorrow away. Maybe it's because of the percentage. I don't know. Let's say, when did you last have a beer?
I don't drink beer.
When did you last have a cider or whatever that you drink?
Last week Thursday.
Not this morning.
No.
Okay, there's no crime in that, by the way. All right, here's the challenge.
This is this morning.
Pardon, Lesedi?
Tankiso just said he drank this morning.
No way, guys. It's just 2 p.m. Are you for real, Tankiso?
Yeah, I've been drinking water.
Keep drinking water. Water is life. Okay, guys, here's the challenge. When you drive, never drink. It's a message Single Punch is passionate about, because responsible drinking is at the core of Single Punch. It may be a serious message, but that does not mean it cannot be shared in a fun way. Therefore, you are challenged to create a digital marketing campaign that will drive awareness and reward Single Punch youth customers for responsible drinking. The budget for the campaign is between 1.5 million rands and 2 million rands. The budget excludes production costs. I'll repeat the challenge again, because this is where you guys need to come up with a solution. You are given challenges in marketing, and you as a marketing practitioner, as a strategist, you need to come up with the solution and tell us how you're going to go about with that solution. So the whole component becomes a strategy. When you drive, never drink. It's a message Single Punch is passionate about because responsible drinking is at the core of Single Punch. It may be a serious message, but that does not mean it cannot be shared in a fun way. Therefore, you are challenged to create a digital marketing campaign that will drive awareness and reward single product youth customers, Single Punch youth customers for responsible drinking. The budget for the campaign is between 1.5 million rands and 2 million rands, and it excludes production costs. So here you are not marketing any product. You are raising an awareness that could improve the competitiveness of Single Punch. How do you feel about this challenge so far, guys? Easy, eh? What are your thoughts, Kia?
Sir, you said we are creating awareness of the product.
No, awareness related to the consumption of the product.
Okay.
All right. So I'm sure everyone understood the brief. Now we are moving forward to the task at hand. You see, that brief is very short and sweet. So what's your task now? What is it that you are required to do? You have recently been employed as the new digital marketing strategist for Single Punch. You need to formulate a digital marketing strategy that will raise awareness in drunk driving and reward the youth customers who drink responsibly. Did you get that, Lesedi?
Yes, sir.
You need to formulate a digital marketing strategy that will raise awareness in drunk driving and reward the youth customers who drink responsibly. Conduct a thorough research that will inform your strategy and answer the following questions. So you have got 10 questions in general that are grouped together, and you have got 5 questions. So these questions have got part 1 and part 2. Part 1 and part 2. Okay. Each question consists 20 marks. Then each part obviously is going to be 10 marks. So you need, in your presentation, you need to, of course, introduce yourself and then introduce what you are going to do. So you introduce your strategy by providing a summary of the given brief and briefly outline the action plan. What is it that you're going to do? So provide a brief overview of what your strategy wants to achieve based on the given brief, the budget, and the target audience. You highlight what is it that you're going to do on each stage of your strategy development. Doing that, you are going to get 10 marks. Are there any questions on question 1.1? Okay. Your silence means that no questions. We move on to the second part of question 1. Identify trends of drunk driving in South Africa, and the focus must be on the youth. So guys, there's a lot happening out there, and information is readily available. You can go to Sandrau, there's Arrive Alive on Twitter, on Facebook. There's so many reliable sources out there. You need to go and find out what is happening in societies when it comes to drunk driving. You need to do a thorough research about drunk driving in South Africa. Find out what causes road accidents, for example. road rage, and so on. Guys, you know what road rage is, right?
Yes, sir.
You must get road statistics from reliable sources. Find out which provinces have many accidents. I'm talking about accidents that are caused by drunk driving here. So, which provinces have many accidents? Is there a specific season for drunk driving? Is it during Xmas in December, or is it during winter? Is it during July, Durban July, or is it during Easter? So you need to go and find out, those statistics. What about arrests? Are people being arrested, or celebrities who are youth? Remember, the focus is on youth drivers. Who are arrested for driving under the influence or over speeding because they were intoxicated. What about insurance claims and so on? When you've got a road.
Hello.
What happened? Or was it on my side only?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Can you hear me, guys?
No.
yes, yeah.
Okay, seems my
Offside.
hello, guys. Can you see the screen?
No.
Yes, yes.
Okay. My laptop lost some connection, so I'm using my phone. I think I'm back up again. My apologies for that. Can you now see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, where was I? Where did you guys lose me?
Finding information on reliable sources about things that lead to drunk driving. The last thing I heard was example seasons in which a lot of accidents caused by or influenced by alcohol happen.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you need to look for sources. No, accidents are not only caused by drunk driving. Sometimes it can be honest human error. So you can even get these statistics from the police. I know that every year the police present its report in parliament, and that report is made public. So you can do Google search, look for police sources where you can get this information. So you need to think about these statistics. They can always say whether it was Umtata, then you know that Umtata is in Free State or is in Eastern Cape. That's how you can know how many arrests are made, maybe how many accidental arrests are made in each province, and the insurance claim, because sometimes people, when they are involved in accidents, insurance is always one to find out what is it that caused the accident and stuff like that. So you need to do a thorough research and find out what is it that is happening out there in terms of drunk driving. Remember, you want to create awareness in responsible drinking. And it starts with identifying the behaviors that are associated with irresponsible drinking. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
So, sir, we're looking for stats on accidents mainly influenced by alcohol in any way.
Correct.
Okay.
Are you guys responsible drinkers, those who say that you drink? Obviously, everyone is going to say that I'm a responsible drinker.
No.
But some of you can even soil yourself when you're drunk. Pasop, don't you have a puza face? I just love that statement. Guys, do you know what a puza face is and what language is that? All right, any questions on question one? So on question one, there are two parts that you need to do. Introduce yourself and what you are going to do. Tell us something about the status of drunk driving in South Africa by looking at the trends. That's it. Will you be able to do that?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Karabo, do you have any questions?
My only concern, I think, is about sources, because I think it would be very hard to find those that focus on the youth. So it becomes a question of where do you find
I get
information?
what you are saying, but you guys, the problem is that you want to be spoon-fed. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that. You know, at the end of the day, you need to think very hard. You are not going to find a source, even from police records, that says youth, we arrested 5,000 youths last season, if you get what I mean. But they are going to say many people were arrested were 16 years old or were 21 years old. Already, that's what, a youth. You get what I mean? So you need to know how you are going to be able to conduct your research. Sometimes the keywords that you're going to be putting in won't yield the results that you want. But now you have to think thoroughly, like, okay, if they are saying that they arrested 64 years olds compared to 34 years olds, it means that they are arresting more senior citizens than they are arresting the youths, right? Yeah, something like that. So yes, it will be difficult, but this is also an opportunity, guys, to equip you with critical thinking, you know, so that you think hard about the sources that are coming across. You don't have to just get a source. You need to think about it, criticize that source, and be happy to use that source.
Can something apply? For example, if I find something here in the first part that says you need to do thorough research, and then can I also include it on the pistol side as well? Can it apply?
Yes, we can include that. But already, guys, have given you sources. Sandra, Arrive Alive. Do you know Arrive Alive?
Yes.
Police departments, you know. So those are the first primary sources that you can always buy. There are always many reports out there by different reliable publications. Anything else, Karabo?
No.
Yatlehile?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we move on to the second question, which has got two parts. Oh, I forgot here. conduct a pestle analysis on your findings about drunk driving in South Africa by only focusing on social and economic factors influencing drunk driving amongst the youths. So you know what pestle analysis is, but here we are only asking for social and economic factors. So are the youths drinking due to peer pressure? Or are the youths drinking because beer tastes so nice? You know, it's a social trend that is happening. Are the youths drinking because they can afford? That's the economic part. Are the youths drinking because they've got enough money to buy alcohol, or because they've got too much stress to drown their sorrows? So you need to think about the social and the economic factors. Remember, the focus is only on social and economic. Don't tell me anything about political factors unless if they've got some aspects of social and economic factors. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Then question 2, you have got competitor analysis there. So already you know that single punch has got an alcohol percentage of 45. So who are their likely competitors there? So what you need to do, under each competitor, provide 2 reasons why you think they are the competitors for single punch. So you need to come up with 2 brands, be it Smirnoff, be it whatever, you know, Heineken, you know, and you need to convince us why you think whoever you come up with is a competitor for single punch. Then you need to identify the responsive driving campaigns that the competitors have embarked on, either in the past or currently or even in the future, and assess the effectiveness of those campaigns. So you are going to tell us, for argument's sake, you can tell us that Smirnoff can be deemed as one of the competitors for single punch because Smirnoff is consumed by many youths according to so and so, and Smirnoff is also an alcohol percentage of this and that, and Smirnoff is served in South African suburbs, urban suburbs, and the current campaigns that Smirnoff is having is XYZ. This campaign, according to their website, does XYZ. I don't know if I'm making any sense, people.
Please repeat that again, sir.
They said asking me to rewind. Okay. I am saying you have not been given competitors for single punch in this brief, right? So you need to come up with 2 competitors for single punch. And you need to indicate why you think those brands that you have named are competitors for single punch. So here I'm talking about realistic brands now, be it Heineken, Hansa, Kessu, Black Label, Smirnoff, any brand, any alcoholic brand that you think is a competitor for single punch, and you need to justify why you are saying it is a competitor. Once you have done that, then you need to have a look at their past or current campaigns related to responsive drinking, and you need to assess the effectiveness of their campaigns. So for argument's sake, you can say Smirnoff is the competitor for single punch because Smirnoff is consumed by the youths according to so and so. Smirnoff is also served in South African urban suburbs, according to Soren So. Smirnoff has got an alcohol percentage of 32%, which is close to 45% that Single Punch has, according to Soren So. Smirnoff has got campaigns related to drunk driving, but their focus was on gender-based violence, according to their website. This campaign was effective because of A, B, C, D. That's how you're going to answer that. Do I need to repeat myself again, Leslie?
No, sir, I got it. Thank you.
All right. Everyone else cool? Ntati?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's your question 2.1. And once you do that, you've got your 10 marks in pocket. Now we move on to question 2.2. Identify 2 key intermediaries used by alcoholic beverages brands in South Africa. You know what an intermediary is, right? Guys, don't tell me that during the holiday, your memory got flushed out of the system. Karabo, you still know what an intermediary is?
I think so.
I see you wanted to say something, Tati.
And I wanted to hear what you asked, but I get it now, and I do know what an intermediary is.
Okay, Kia, you still remember?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So identify 2 key intermediaries. Under each intermediary, provide 2 reasons why you think they are capable of distributing single punch product. So are we talking about Shabins, for example? If Shabins are capable of distributing single punch products, why? Or maybe it's because there are many Shabins in South African urban suburbs. Remember, this drink is for South African urban suburbs. What about Konka and all these other?
Question. What does an urban suburb mean? Because the minute I saw that, I thought of a place like Protea or something like that. Considering that the word urban is usually used for, like, you know, townships and stuff.
Kokasi, like you guys put it.
Oh, why didn't he just say township then?
Pardon?
Why didn't it just say township?
Because we want to confuse you guys. We can't make things cheap for you. Eh? You want things easy. No way.
No, sir, but I get what Kara was saying because it gets confusing because like when he said Protea, as soon as I saw that, I also thought about, okay, Dobsonville as an urban place, but Dobsonville extension being like the more suburb urban places.
Suburb area, there we go.
Guys, don't confuse yourself. Urban is city, right? If
We're
they
not
said
confusing
rural
ourselves.
suburb,
You just
I was
said you
going to
made
be
it difficult
confused.
on
So think
purpose.
about any suburb that is in Johannesburg. Simple.
We're not
Okay.
confusing ourselves. You said you made it difficult on purpose. So
Yeah, but why can things be easy for you guys when it was never easy for me?
okay.
You know, if things were very easy for everyone, you know, anyone could get 100%, right?
For sure. The challenge should more so be in the task itself, not, you know, looking at words like urban suburb and then finding that difficult already.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, any suburb that is in Johannesburg is an urban suburb because it's not a rural. So don't kill yourself. Anywhere that people live in Johannesburg, you can conduct that it becomes difficult when you start naming places.
I mean, hence I was gonna do that. I was gonna say, does Fourways fall under an urban suburb?
First, it's an uptown market.
So it wouldn't apply in this case.
It wouldn't. It's not a suburb.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a suburb. Suburbs, if you go to city of Johannesburg, right? City of Johannesburg will give you a list of suburbs.
Let me see.
You'd realize, for example, Fourways might fall under Randburg or something.
So what would Randburg be then?
It is a suburb.
So Randburg is a suburb.
Yes.
Sandton, Rosebank, Parkhurst. How is Parkhurst a suburb yet it's right next to Randburg? Why would it not fall under Randburg?
Because those are administrative areas according to the municipality.
Fourways is listed as a thingy.
Really? If it is, then it's fine. Remember, you are doing thorough research here. If your research is telling you so, who am I to argue with you? As long as it is clear that you are doing your research.
Wait, am I the only one who's lost here? Because then it seems like it applies to every place in Gauteng, which doesn't really make it like have any specific niche target or something like that.
I'm just checking something here. It's very easy. It's there on Wikipedia, suburbs of Johannesburg. Or you want me guys to Google for you on my computer and share the screen?
It's here on joburg.co.za,
So then that's easy.
No, what I'm saying is these are suburbs. Doesn't say anything about urban suburbs. So
no, urban, you don't have to be told urban, Karabo. What is the opposite of urban?
Suburban, I'm guessing.
It's rural.
Oh.
So this is not Makaya. Johannesburg is an urban area. So the word that should be worried with there is suburb. Don't be confused with urban. Urban means city or town. You see here, urban, a town or a city. So Johannesburg on its own, it's an urban area, right? So now what you need to know are the suburbs of Johannesburg. What you need to know are the suburbs of Limpopo, suburbs of Cape Town, because those are urban areas. So here we are not focusing on rural areas like KwaNongoma or KwaMashu,
Okay, I get you, but like, why do you need to say urban if we're already in an urban area, if rurals don't have suburbs?
As I told you, that word is just there to confuse you. And you are really confused. The word urban is just trying to show you that we want to focus on youths who are in the city, not youths who are in rural areas.
I thought it meant black. Not gonna lie.
Okay, anything else, guys? All good? Do you have anything to say, Karawa?
No.
So, yes, you need to think of intermediaries. So if it's a Shabin or what do you call Abokonka and Ayadin? What are they? Are they Shabins? Are they pubs? Are they clubs?
Establishments, not clubs.
Pardon?
Konka is an establishment, not a club.
But KFC is also an establishment.
It's not a club. What's
But I get what you are saying, but what is it that you refer to those?
I'll find the word.
What I've seen.
For example, News Cafe, is it a bar or a restaurant? Because they sell alcohol.
I'm
It's
guessing.
a restaurant and a bar.
You hear? And they said it's the queen of alcohol.
It's a restaurant and a bar. I'll find the proper words just now.
But I know that there's a specific words for, you know, the classification of abokonka, eyadini, and stuff like that. Here, you guys who claim that you drink, we need to see your true colors in this assignment. Because these things relate to where you hang out, right? Unless if you drink at home. Tough luck for beerless Karab. Okay. So you need to justify the intermediaries and identify the responsive driving campaigns that the selected intermediaries have embarked on in the past or currently. So, for example, let's have argument's sake, you choose Konka. Is there anything that they are doing about responsible drinking? It doesn't have to be drunk driving, but responsible drinking. For example, if you are drunk that you can't drive, do they have shuttle services or do they have bouncers to carry you home? What is it that they are doing to address, drunkenness challenges? What about people who behave erratically when they are drunk? Are there bouncers to address that? Or do they lock them up somewhere? Remember, a campaign about responsibilities is not only about a method. Sometimes it's something that can come in a punitive way. Do you get beaten for being drunk, for misbehaving at a bar? You know, when you are drunk and all of a sudden you are touching everyone inappropriately, what is it that they do? Is there notice before you get into the bar saying that if you behave this way, these are going to be the measures? So you need to go and find out these guys. You have got many sources, even if you have never been to a bar, even if you have never been to a shabin, you can ask your siblings or your uncles. I don't know why we always uncles when it comes to beer and stuff like that, as if all uncles drink. I'm someone's uncle, for example. So you need to look for many sources, and I'm sure you can find these sources. So how is question 2.2, guys? Is it difficult?
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here on Konka's Instagram page now.
Oh, they've got a website.
They've got I think they should have a website, but I'm on their Instagram page.
Okay.
Considering that they're showing pictures of people drinking, like with a lot of bottles on their tables and whatnot, and then besides those pictures, there's sports cars. Would you argue that that would be sending a message against responsible drinking, considering that the people that go there and that are being showed off are the ones that have fast, powerful cars, and at the same time they're drinking at this establishment?
That will be based on your argument, Karabo. Remember, this is your presentation.
No, I'm just
So
saying.
you
For
can
example,
say that it can be argued that this is the message that they are sending. You know, it will be your opinion. We cannot deny that opinion. What if it's a true opinion?
That's a good one, Karabo, because it's a two-way thing. What if they also use that to like have young customers more to come blow their money there, because a lot of our young generation and the youth are into sports cars and stuff like that, and they showcase that at the establishment. So that yeah, that's a good one, but it's going to depend on your point.
Yeah, as I'm saying, guys, you are going. Remember, you are going to be saying this in the presence of the head of digital strategy, Stefan. That's his name. His name is Stefan, the head of digital strategy at FUM. So if you say something that is arguable, you don't want to end up arguing with him. So don't say something that is going to raise many questions, something that I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, if you struggle to defend yourself, it's going to be tricky.
What's
know?
Stefan's surname?
Pardon?
What's Stefan's surname?
Stefan Erasmus.
Van Erasmus. Okay, no, thank you.
All right. So that's question 2.2 for you. Then we are done with question 2.2. There are no questions, right? We move on to customer insights, which we can call segmentation. The normal thing that you guys did in your assignments, provide 3 segments and highlight the importance of the given target audience in relation to the single punch products. So we all know that it's not only the youths who drink alcohol, who consume alcohol. We have got other segments that consume alcohol. It can be the baby boomers, you know, your grannies and your grandpas. It can be the teenagers, I don't know, people, because being a youth is 18 to 35. Do you think people below the age of 18 drink? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17?
Yes.
Do you drink with them?
No.
How? So you need to consider all that, guys. Okay, you look for the segments, you know, in relation to drinking. Then you tell us why do you think this segment is important. So here you are not selecting, you are just giving us a justification why single punch might consider them in future, you know. Then once you have done that, you then select a segment that you believe is suitable for single punch, of which here you have the segment has been selected for you already. Don't confuse things here. It's the youths, you know. So you just need to highlight the importance of the youth in relation to single punch. And then you need to mention how important market segmentation is when formulating a digital marketing strategy. Question 3.1. Does it make sense, guys, about segmentation and selecting the right segment for you? When people are quiet, it means that they are getting it, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then 2.2, after you have selected your segment, you know, there are so many segments out there. Now you need to create a segment profile, which is also called a buyer persona. So many people always get stuck here. I saw that with your F1, I saw that with your F2. Let me use the example that I used in my previous class. So we all know that segmentation is dividing the market or customers into groups according to shared characteristics, right? So you can divide the market based on gender, you know, female there, male here. You can divide the market based on education, those with degrees there, those with metric there. You can divide the market based on geographic location. Those who are based in Johannesburg here, those who are based in Cape Town there. You can divide the market based on lifestyle or psychographic. So those who are outgoing here, those who are always indoors there. That's segmentation for you. Or you can divide people based on age, something that you guys are used to doing. you know, the youths here, the baby boomers there, the midlife, whatever here, the teenagers there. That's segmentation based on age. But once you have selected your segment, you need to come up with your ideal customer. So this is an imaginary customer, something on your mind that you think is now going to be suitable for your product or for your brand based on the segments that you have identified. So the example that I gave in the previous class is that, let's say you are a woman, you are looking for a partner, as in a male partner, because a woman can also look for a woman partner, for a female partner. Or let's say you are a male who is looking for a female partner. The first thing that you do as a partner seeking a would-be partner, you segment your potential partners, right? Either you segment them based on their age, like, you know, someone between 20 and 30, you group them on this one. Someone between 30 and 40, you group them on this one. Or you segment them based on their physical abilities. Or someone who has got a six-pack, you put them there. Someone with a pot belly, whatever segment criteria that you use. Once you have segmented people, whether you are segmenting them based on income or the cars that they drive, or whether you are segmenting someone based on being a yellow bone and a dark chocolate, whatever it is, you then come up with your ideal partner in your mind, not in that segment, in your mind. We have always done that. I want a boyfriend who is A, B, C, D, or I want a girlfriend who is A, B, C, D, you know, who is tall, who is 22 years old, who is driving, who has got biceps, who is this. Then you can be able to match that profile based on the segment that you have selected. So already, if you are telling yourself that you want someone who is muscular, it's rare that you are going to find a muscular person from the baby boomer segment, because these guys were born shortly after World War II in the 50s. So what muscles are you going to get there? So that's how you create a persona, guys. It's something that you have in your mind that you think it's going to suit your market based on the segment that you have selected. So already here, the selected segment is the youths. But not all the youths are the same. Some are outgoing. Some are always indoors. Some are in their 20s. Some are in their 30s. So who is the youth that you want to consume the single punch product? Where does he stay? Is it in Johannesburg or in Cape Town? Because this brief is not only limited to Johannesburg, guys. It says urban suburbs. Cape Town does have urban suburbs. Durban does have urban suburbs. So who is it? Is that person married or single? Are there any justification that people who are married or are not married drink more than the other? So that's how you are going to come up with your buyer persona. Then in your buyer persona, once you have told us, you know, about your ideal customer, you then need to go and look out for features of that ideal customer and then justify. Am I making any sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, as long as it is making sense to Lesedi, why can't it not make sense to everyone? So that's how you create a buyer persona, guys. So are we done with question 3.2, Tati?
Yes, sir.
Katie, Kia?
Yes, sir. Good.
All right, then now we move to the heartbeat of this presentation, strategy. So already you have identified the challenge in your introduction. You told us what you are going to do on question 1.1. Then you looked at the current scenario. What is it that is happening in society in terms of drunk driving? You know, you looked at trends like this is how things are at the moment. Then you did that. You also looked at intermediaries, who is likely to distribute this product, and how these intermediaries can also play a part in this product. You looked at competitors. You identified the customers based on segmentation. You created your ideal customer. Now, what's your idea? Which is strategy. What is it that you need to do in order to achieve what you want to achieve? That's your strategy. That's our question 4. So you need to outline an objective. So this is your own idea, guys. You won't find this in the textbook. You are telling us what is it that needs to be done in order to raise awareness in responsible drinking and rewarding those who are doing it right. This is where we mark students on creativity and intelligence. So you need to come up with an idea. So the idea can be in terms of a site. So in order to raise responsive awareness in responsive drinking, do you want people to go to a site to do something? You know, or is it a mobile application? When someone is drunk at Konka, they can just open their phone, tap, and say that I'm drunk, come and pick me up. Or is it a software, something that can be connected to a panic button? That someone, when he's extremely drunk, you know, he can't drive, he needs to be picked up, you know, the system will recognize him, or it will be an Uber e-hailing service, or any activity. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a software, a site, an app, or an object, or any activity that you may think will help raise responsible drinking awareness and deliver effective customer experience and resonate with when you drive, never drink. So what does that simply mean? It means that when you are drinking, you cannot drive. All right? So what is it that you guys need to come up with? And when you are driving, you cannot drink. So you need to come up with a concept. It can be a concept in form of a site, an app, or anything that you think is going to be necessary. Once you have come up with that objective, tell us, how specific is this objective? Is it only specific to drunk driving, or it also includes other counter consequence of drinking, like gender-based violence? You know, how specific is this objective? Is it only specific to people based in Johannesburg? How measurable is it? Are we going to count the number of panics, or are we going to count the number of accidents? What is it that you are going to measure there? How actionable, achievable is this? Is this really actually practical? How relevant is this to the awareness that we want to try to achieve? And when is this going to last, which is time bound? So for how long is this idea going to take place? That's a smart objective. So this is what you need to do, guys. I don't know if it's making any sense or it's confusing you further.
It makes sense.
Okay. If it can make sense to Ntati, then everyone is covered. So that's where the heartbeat of everything that you are going to be doing fits in. Remember, your strategy must consider everything that you've covered from the beginning. Your strategy, your objective, or your idea needs to consider the trends that you picked up in the first question there, where it says look for drunk driving campaigns. It needs to resonate with the segmentation. It has to be an idea that speaks to your customer base. You know, for example, you can't say that you have selected the youth as your target audience. All of a sudden, you've got an idea that resonates with old people. That strategy is doomed to fail. So this idea, guys, consider everything that you've covered from question 1 to question 3.2. Then see if your idea can sync with that. Then after you have done that, now you need to maintain a long-lasting relationship with that idea that you've come up with. Discuss customer extension and identify ways that will provide key perceptual advantage for single punch. So you need to discuss the 5 I's of achieving customer extension to make responsive drinking go viral. Remember, in the world of digital marketing, going viral is one of the metrics that you can use to measure the effectiveness of something. So think of those 5 I's, which are, come on guys, let's name the 5 I's fast. Quick. I'll start with Karam. First I, there's 4 of you, so all of us are going to name each I. Karabo? All of a sudden you want to say your mic is not working, right?
Who?
Ntati, first I.
Investigation.
Influence.
I'm going to send you to heaven.
And it's not the first, but it's one of them.
Really? Influence is one of them. I know you guys are busy now looking underneath your bed and your cupboards looking for the textbook. Lesedi, yes, I was going to mention your name.
So I remember influence.
So Tati and Lesedi, you guys have been to another marketing class, not mine, where I told you guys about influence as one of the 5 I's.
So I said identification, not influence.
Oh, identification. Okay, we've got 1. We are left with 4.
I also said intimacy, sir.
Intimacy. They said you are busy thinking about intimacy.
Individualization.
Yes, I know you now have a textbook around.
No, I wrote it in my book in class on Friday.
Individualization. Keep guessing, guys. Remember, it's for your own good. Here, you are saying something?
Interaction.
Yes, interaction. We are left with 2 or 3, if I remember. Let's say to give me another guess. But don't tell me independence.
Involvement.
I love you for that. Another guess? Listen, do you know that involvement does it start with I or with E? Now you're
I.
not sure. Okay, guys, these I's are at the rubric. If you have downloaded this assignment, you'll find them at the rubric. So we have got identification, we have got individualization. So you need to identify the customer. Who is it that I'm talking to? You know, Karabo, we discussed this almost for more than 30 minutes on Friday, right?
Yes.
So you identify your customer. Then once you have identified your customer, you need to know their needs. So you individualize based on their needs. Another word for individualization, what is it, Karabo?
Another word for?
Individualization.
Oh, customization or it's customization or I forgot the other one.
It's just a weekend, Karabo. We talked about this in class.
Yeah, I just haven't jogged my mind too much as of late.
Okay, so individualization, customization, or personalization.
S1, there we go.
So once you identify someone, the moment you identify someone, you now know their needs through individualization. Then now you can interact with them. So identification, individualization, interaction. Clever students must be jotting this down now because I'm going to ask again. So you have got interaction. Then once there's interaction, you then have integration. You see, guys, the disadvantages of missing out class, because I spoke about this on Friday. You integrate systems, you integrate departments, then at the end, you have got integrity. Now customers can trust your systems. So identification, individualization, interaction, integration, and integrity. No influence, no involvement. So all these 5 that I've mentioned, how can they bring the objective that you mentioned in 4.1 to life? Does it make sense, guys? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Who wants to give me all 5 I's now? Volunteer. Any volunteer?
I'll do it, sir.
Okay.
Identification, individualization, interaction, integration, and integrity.
Correct. Kia, you have that, right?
Yes, I did, sir.
Miss Kiane?
I got it, sir.
Okay, so any questions on 4.2? Did you guys understand what needs to be done there? You also need to highlight how the 5 I's will claim more audience from competitors. So now you have identified the challenge. You did a research of what is it that is happening currently in societies, looking at the trends for drunk driving. You did the social and economic factors. You identified the competitors, you identified the segment, the intermediaries. You've come up with your idea, and you actually came up with the ways you are going to extend that idea. Now you need to communicate that idea. A strategy has to be sold, has to be delivered, and you deliver it through marketing channels. And you need to tell us how much is going to cost you to deliver that strategy. So if you say you are going to use an app, for example, as both your communication channel and an action plan, that app won't be for free. Nothing comes for mahala. You know, you need to pay developers. How much is it going to cost? So you need to provide 3 marketing communication channels and provide the reasons why these channels matter to your strategy. So what is it that you are going to use? Are you going to use owned media, end media, or paid media using the intermediaries? Or are you going to use social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, that are owned by a single punch? Or are you going to use celebrities? What is it that you're going to use? Are you going to use newsletters, email, permission-based marketing? Show us that you have learned, guys. We spoke about permission-based marketing. We spoke about a lot of things. Tell us. Justify it and contextualize it, put it to the context of single punch. So you also need to highlight 2 rewarding activations to be used to reach out the selected target audience. For example, if personalized interactions are to be used through radio, digital adverts, and social media are to be used, what would be the reach for each channel? So you need to tell us how you are going to communicate your idea that you came up with in question 4.1. Once you have done that, you tell us the costs. But before we go to the costs on 5.2, are there any questions related to 5.1? Seems everything is good. Then on 5.2, you are going to give us a budget. Guys, this is real. We do not speculate here. You need to practically break down the 5 major costs for the digital strategy, particularly the monies that are required when using marketing communication channel, websites, apps, software development, and other related costs. So if it's a website, you need to go out there and find out how much does it cost to have a website, because at the end of the day, you need to pay website developers. You need software engineers for software development. You know, whatever that you are going to use, you need to research how much media platforms like radio costs, how much apps cost to develop. In other words, whatever you choose to use, you must know how much it is going to realistically cost. Guys, you can pick up a phone call Ukozi FM, tell them that you are a freelancer, you are working on a campaign. You need to know how much it costs to have a radio advert. Trust me, they are going to give you their rates. Or you can only ask for a rate card. There's something called rate card that is asked at magazines and publication. They are going to give you the exact figures, okay? So you can use the layout below in form of a table. Here's a table. So, you know, remember your budget is between 1.5 million to 2 million rands. So you put, if you are going to use app development, you go and ask from app designers and stuff like that. They are going to give you the amount. Excuse me, guys. Then you put the amount there under total. So for argument's sake, let's say your budget is 2 million. Let's say your budget is 2 million and app development costs 500,000. So you put there under total on the roll for app development, this row, you come here under total, you put 500,000. Then here on the percentage, you put 25% because 500 is a quarter of 2 million, right? 500,000. Am I making any sense? You do the same thing for everything until your percentage is 100 and your total budget here at the bottom is 2 million. Remember, your budget must not exceed the one provided in the brief. I know we can have some of you guys who are not good with budgeting, you know. You spend 50 rand to come to school, to the campus per day. So you have got 30 rand towards your transport, meaning for lunch or whatever that you're going to eat, it's going to be 20 rand. All of a sudden, because there's this food that you like, you're buying something for 35 rand or for 40 rand, and you can't go back home. So in marketing, unfortunately, we always think this is for finance people. In marketing, we deal with budgets because you need to know whether you know how your idea costs, how much it's going to cost to implement this idea. And you must always stick to your budget because the finance department may not approve the marketing budget for the campaign unless if there's good motivation why the CFO of the company needs to review that budget. Are there any questions on 5.2?
No, sir.
All right, then we've got the extra marks, the one that I've always mentioned, that are marked out of 10. You know, we are going to look at non-verbal cues. How do you move your body during presentation? You know, I gave you guys an illustration, if I remember, you know, whether you're doing something offensive, things like that. You know, how you use your fingers. Ladies have got their tendency of the way they raise their fingers and stuff like that. Your eye contact, are you engaging with the audience? Are you looking at the audience? Just think of the ways that I engage with you guys during all the sessions that we have. I always look at you. You know, how would you feel when I'm talking and I'm looking outside the window? So things like that, your voice projection. Are you whispering? The last thing that you want during the presentation is for the assessor to tell you that we can't hear you, please increase your volume. Or to tell you, please, you are being too loud, reduce your volume. Because it can go either way. You need to make sure that the tone of your voice is pitched at a level that is acceptable. But it can't be too low, you can't scream as well. So that's everything to do with non-verbal cues, eye contact, and voice projection. Are there any questions on that one? Do you understand what is required of you guys during presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. The second one is on content. You know, content will determine how much research you have done. So you also need to have a balanced content, you know, balance between the things that you say and the things that are on the slides. So that's what content is all about. And you also need to make sure that your content is clear. The words that you have, you know, can be understood by the assessor. Remember, if you are presenting this pitch to your CEO, you want him to understand and to like the idea. We present ideas because we want them to be approved, we want them to be liked, and we want to gain recognition of those ideas. Then yes, you are also going to be assessed based on creativity. Creativity will be in many ways, but I'm going to tell you guys on two ways. The first way is creativity on your slides. You know, were you creative in the content that you have drafted? And also creativity in your presentation. Some would prefer to sing. You do everything in form of a song. Some would prefer to do that. Some would prefer to use the cue cards that you guys have taught me. So at the end of the day, we need to see how creative you are even creative in terms of the idea that you are going to present. Then the engagement, there has to be a sort of a coherence between you as a presenter and the people that you are presenting to. You must engage with them so that they don't get bored, or so that they don't feel like you are not in the room. So that's engagement. Then the last one is professional presentation and conduct. So this one will include your posture, your attire, how you're presenting yourself as an individual, the language that you are using in terms of conduct. Are you using acceptable language? Are you not swearing? People like to swear. All of a sudden, each and every sentence you're like, fuck. That's not allowed, even if it's a language that you grew up speaking. You need to make sure that you are using a language that is acceptable. The way you do things, even when you are being asked questions, are you being emotionally charged? There are some people, when they are asked questions, they get personal, they get defensive. Lesedi can be so defensive in class. I've seen her several times, So things like that, you need to control yourself. That's the right word. And also, professional presentation in terms of your confidence. Are you showing any form of professionalism? Are you not fidgeting? Are you not shivering? All of a sudden someone, you can feel like this person is actually going to soil him or herself. That's not professional. So things like that, you are going to be marked based on that. That's it about this assignment, guys. Are there any questions so far in terms of the 100 marks that I have broken down for you?
No questions, sir.
Okay, remember, the entire assignment is going to be 5 minutes. I might have said 20 minutes here, it's 5 minutes. But when you're submitting your slides on Core Campus, it must not exceed 15 slides. So you might realize that during the presentation, you can use even 5 slides. But on Core Campus, if there are some things that you did not say during the presentation, this is your opportunity, because you are not going to say everything in 5 minutes. So those 15 slides must equate to 15 minutes. Here, I'm not saying that you are going to present for 15 minutes. I'm talking about the slides that you are going to submit on Core Campus. Anything more than that is not going to be marked. Okay. Otherwise, everything on Core Campus, you put your page number, you put your name, so that I can be able to identify you as my student. Remember, there are students from other campuses, so I need to be able to know who belongs to my class. Otherwise, your marks can be lost. This is the rubric. This is how you guys are going to be marked out of, You see here are the 5 eyes here. So things like that. That's all about this assignment. Are there any questions, guys?
No, sir.
Here, what do you feel about this assignment?
It's interesting, I guess.
Okay. Lesedi?
We'll see.
Very
as
easy.
I didn't say that. We'll see when we start the assignment how it actually goes.
Okay, Ntati?
It's a bit of a challenge.
You hate talking.
Sir?
You hate talking.
No? Yes, I do.
Karabo?
seems like it's gonna take a while, but I do have 2 questions.
You always have questions. Let's hear them.
Ah, okay. So, what's the furthest back than that the research can go in terms of getting numbers, statistics, whatnot?
Okay, that has not been mentioned, but I'll only give you 2 years, guys.
2 years?
Yes.
Yo,
What?
because like from what I've seen, there's studies that go back like to 2009 or something.
You can't use something that was done during apartheid.
I said 2009.
Karab, 2 years. Remember, we're talking about the youths here, and we're talking about digital marketing, things that are fresh. So it has to be 2 years. From 2020. So that's actually 3. I'll give you 2020, post-COVID.
Not 2019.
Karab, okay, 2019 is fine.
Okay.
What's the other question?
Yo, you stressed me so much, I even just forgot the other question. No, it's fine.
Guys, remember, I'm going to emphasize this because I want you to cry. This assignment, by 16 September, you have to be done. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Remember, guys, I'm always there for you. And there's no way that I've denied you guys my time, even if it's during the weekend. I'm always there for you. If there's anything that you'd like to understand, I'm going to take you guys through this. Remind me next week when you've got physical classes, please remind me. I'm going to show you guys something that I did for discovery with my other students when I was doing my master's. I'm going to show you how you report statistics when presenting, especially you, Karam. You have been mentioning statistics, right? So
Yes.
I've got something that I've worked on with my other team members. Please, in case I forget, remind me next week, Tuesday. I show you guys in class how you are going to present. Okay.
All right.
Okay, sir.
But if you have got any questions along the way, don't hesitate to let me know, be it in class, be it on WhatsApp. If you are not comfortable sending in the group, you can DM me, even at 1 a.m. I don't mind. I'm seeing when it comes to these things, guys. Okay?
Oh yeah, I remembered my question.
Okay.
In the work environment, how long would you be expected? Like, how long would they give you to give in something like this with research and everything done on your own without a team?
Most it's a month.
It's a month.
Yeah, at work I'm always given 3 weeks.
Okay, at least.
You see, the reason being, if you give someone 6 months or a year to do this, by the time they are presenting it, there will be something new.
No, that's understandable.
Yeah, we live with digital technologies. We need to run with the pace of technology. So you guys are lucky because you have got more than a month. But normally 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that's the time that you are given. Nowadays, there are many research tools that you can use to get statistics and stuff like that. So in a normal work environment, a month will be enough. Okay, guys, let's have a break. At what time do you want us to meet again?
4:10.
The lady